beautiful mamas. So, welcome to Mama's First Mondays. Today is episode 16. And I know I always say I'm excited, but you guys, I don't know what it is, but when you find your place in life, like when you find what you're good at and you realize you're good at it, you're able to help other people and you feel enlightened, it changes everything. So if you haven't gotten there yet, I pray that you get there because it's a great place to be in life. Okay. So today is episode 16. And of course, every Monday, I am going to throw a problem at you, but I'm going to also throw some solutions your way as well. Now, these are probably problems that you are dealing with. If you're not, please share your secret sauce because these are things that I have dealt with and these are things that I am still working through. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. Even the moms who feel like they have it all figured out, they're still learning along the way. There's still other things we have to figure out. Otherwise, we wouldn't be human and we wouldn't be here on this earth. We'd be somewhere in heaven, in paradise. Okay, so today's problem is an unbalanced work and family life. Like, you guys, I don't know many moms who just like have it all together, have it all figured out. And sometimes they can have something figured out in their work and family life, and then there's something else they're like, oh my gosh, what do I do with that? Now, the thing is, it can vary. So, depending on if you're working for someone else or you're working for yourself, even at home. Now, for me, it's interesting because I have to work a specific amount of time during the day while my kids are at school. And that varies as well because there are other things I have to do for life, and for them, like doctor's appointments, trying to think of those other things. But yeah, there's always something to do. So the thing is, what I want you guys to do is just think about where you are. Like, are you working at home? Are you working for someone else? And it doesn't matter where you work. Like, do you work at the heck? I don't know. It doesn't really matter where you work. It doesn't matter what you make. It's just about who you are and what kind of life you're living right now. Okay. And if someone wants to point the finger, send it right back to them because we all have things that we have to deal with. Okay. All right. So for me, this unbalanced working family life is like, especially in the summer times and during breaks, is real. It's I don't call it a struggle, because what you speak over your life actually starts to manifest. So if you are calling it a struggle, I'm giving yourself permission to stop calling it that. Start calling it a blessing. Start calling it a lesson. Start calling it a miracle, and these things will happen. I was on a Zoom call the other day with someone. It was about what do you call it? Mental wellness, which is one of the things that I'm avid about for moms. And one of the moms was talking about her daughter who pretty much spoke depression over herself. And so she kept speaking victory over her. I thought the victory was her daughter's name, but she kept speaking victory over her daughter. And then she became victorious. And that's the thing. What we speak over these things are really going to come to pass. So I want to encourage you to speak the things. So while you're going through these strategies, don't just go through the strategies. Listen and watch yourself. See what you're speaking over these things. Okay. So here's the first thing I want to say, because everybody's situation is going to be unique. So you're going to have to find strategies that work best for you, for your family, for your career, for your job, whatever it is you do. And the biggest thing I want you to take from this is the main key. It's pretty much to prioritize what matters most to you, your family, and make conscious choices. Be intentional about what you're doing to support your well-being and your family's happiness, like everybody's, okay? So whatever I'm sharing with you today, if it works for you, take note of it in whatever kind of way you take notes, okay? And if it doesn't work for you, that's totally fine. And if you have something that you want me to look into for a future live, let me know because I would love to do that for you. Okay, so the first solution to an unbalanced work and family life is to pretty much set clear boundaries. So, you guys, I do not know too many people who actually like this is not real easy. Okay, I don't know a lot of people who just have this down to a science because it's one thing to set boundaries and it's one thing to actually be living with people who are all over you. They're just jumping all over the boundaries, especially if you have little kids. But for me, I set boundaries and you can call it a routine, call it whatever you want to call it. But for me, I set boundaries. I set routines. For example, when I was a teacher, I didn't bring my work home. I left my work at home at work, and I left home at home. That's what I did, unless it was something that could actually enlighten the situation. If I could bring home work with a scenario that could actually help my students learn or help encourage someone that I work with, I would use it. And if I were to bring work home, it would be for something that will actually enhance my family. Okay. So otherwise, don't bring it home at all. Now, here's the deal. So if you establish clear boundaries between work and family time, then you're going to be okay. Because here's the deal. Like with me, since I'm at home, my boundaries are weird because my kids are like jumping all over my boundaries. And I'm okay with that for, I guess, at least a small bit. I'm okay with it a bit because what I do is for moms, and moms get to see me in action. So it's okay. And if someone doesn't like it, then they're probably not the right fit for me, probably not the right fit for what I do. And honestly, they're probably having a lot of trouble themselves because we cannot control everything that everyone else does. The only thing we can control is what we do. So set boundaries. Like when you're at work, focus on work. Focus on those tasks at work. Like me, I'm working right now. So this is what I'm focusing on. Yes, I'm at home, but I have to, like, for me, since I work at home, it's like an invisible dome over myself, over my desk, over my office area, and I just stick to what I need to do at that moment. So focus and be completely present, fully present. Be completely present at your job, at your work, at your whatever it is you do, and be completely present with your family. Okay, boundaries. Okay, so the next solution is prioritize and delegate. So I'm going to be really honest. So I prioritize my family over my work. Yes, I know some people like, well, I need this job to pay for the bills, but sometimes, okay, that's the wrong order. I'm just going to put it out there. I mean, family, if you can get your head straight around your family, then you can figure out ways to actually pay. A lot of us get so caught up in fear that we feel like we have to have that job. So I don't know about you, but I'm a God girl. So I believe that God is the source. The job is simply a resource. So if I'm putting my family first because we're his family, he's putting us first. So if I'm putting my family first, then I got my source. The job is simply a resource, and we just have to trust him for those resources, for the provision. Okay. This is just from me. So here's the deal. So I want you to identify your top priorities. And like I said before, mine is my family, at work and at home. So even though I work from home, my kids come first. Even when I was working as a teacher, my kids came first. My family has to come first. Our family has to come first. And of course, before them, who has to come first? You have to come before anyone else. So don't ever forget that. I just want to make sure you guys remember that because that's what I stand for. That's the whole purpose of the Unprofessional Mom. Okay, so identify your top priorities at work, at home, delegate those tasks and responsibilities when possible, both at work and within your family to reduce your workload. So thank God I have an awesome husband because he helps out a lot at home. And since I work for myself, I do use a lot of different tools that actually help me as well, and I'm loving it. So yeah, there are ways to do it. You just have to find them out. And if you have questions on different solutions that can help you, let me know because I would love to help you out on that. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is the biggest one. Learn to say no, mamas. So if you're anything like me, I often say yes. I'm the yes girl. But here's the deal. Be sure that when you're saying yes to someone else, that you're not saying no to yourself. I can't remember who said that, who I heard that from, but that has stuck with me. So if you're saying yes to other people and you're telling yourself no, then you need to take that yes back or work on not saying it the next time. Okay. Not pointing the finger, but that's something I want you to work on. Now, here's the deal. When we overcommit to work or social obligations or whatever it drains us. So let's just not do it because we're not giving us the time that we need. And here's the deal, learning to say no when necessary is it's crucial. Like look at my notes. It's crucial to avoid overextending yourself. Like, okay, so I don't always talk about my life, but I had surgery not so long ago. And crazy thing is I was asked to bake a cake for someone's funeral. Well, get cake. She said get cake. And here I am about to say, I'm gonna bake a cake. I'm overextending myself. She didn't even have to ask me. And I'm over here about to extend my own, myself without her even asking for all that. Because sometimes we'll even go above and beyond what other people ask. But today, I did well. The other day, I decided, look, I'm just not. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go buy these cakes, and everything's gonna be fine. They're gonna taste just fine. Okay. So sometimes we have to say no, but we also have to realize when we are overextending ourselves without anyone even asking. Because as moms, we'll do that in a second because we feel like we have to go above and beyond for everyone else. But I want you to start giving that energy to you because you deserve that energy. So say no. And no is a complete sentence. If you can't say no, say I can't do that. And don't apologize for it. Don't apologize for it. No, can't do it. And that's it. And I'm not trying to say be rude, but just be you. And if you feel like you need to apologize, that's fine. We can work on that later. But you can say I can't do it. And if you have to explain, if you feel like you need to explain, that's fine. But I need you to start working on saying no so that you're not overcommitting yourself. And do not add something to what they're already asking you if it's not necessary, because I've overextended myself and almost just did that. So I my hope for you is that you learn how to say no. So let's just wrap it up. Let's just go back to what the problem was. The problem was an unbalanced work and family life. And the main solutions are for you to set clear boundaries, like establish clear boundaries between work and home, leave work at work, leave home at home. And then you want to prioritize and delegate. Identify your top priorities at work and at home. Whatever can be done, and what can't be done, can't be done. And don't worry about it. And last but not least, mamas, learn to say no. Learn to say no. Do not overcommit to work or social obligations or whatever, because when you can say no, you can stop overextending yourself, which I think is so important. Well, beautiful mamas, I thank you so much for being a part of what I do, and I'm hoping that this is helping you. And if you're watching this, I know it's helping you because this is something that's helped me, especially if you're dealing with these kind of situations. But in the meantime, what I really want you guys to do is think about this and start implementing these things in your life this week. If you need to go back, watch the replay, and it will give you everything you need. But in the meantime, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you, beautiful mama.